Hey there, guys. Welcome to the late night edition of the Flick Pick Live show. Thank you so much for joining me. This is it. Don't get scared now. Yeah, I just figured I'd hang out with you guys. If you guys have some popcorn, something cold to drink, you guys know how this goes. What else do you have to do on a Friday night? That's why I'm here. I'm here to comfort you and hang out with you, okay? So, we're here now. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. We already have some questions, and with all that said, I bought a 32 pack of energy drinks today at Costco, which I love going to Costco. It's sort of like the adult Disney World where you just go for pure escapism. I just like going. But this Ultra Fiesta Monster Energy drink, it tastes like an air freshener. Like one of the air fresheners you'd put in your car. If you could liquefy that, it tastes like that. Okay. How's the audio sound, guys? Does it sound nice and Morgan Freeman-like? All right. We already have some super chats early on, so thank you guys so much for that. Much appreciated. We have some YouTube members in here. We got Rob K. Happy Friday. Well, happy Friday to all of you. It's Friday, guys. It's Friday. Stephen Stannerforth. John, I feel your pain with Mindhunter. I need to know if the detective turns out to be a future sociopath. Well, I think he is a slight sociopath, but man, I wish Netflix would be like, you know what? We make really bad, terrible, over-budgeted films. I guess we could just make a third season of this great show. No? Okay. Yeah, but I was really looking forward to season 3 of Mindhunter. I wanted to see the BTK killer in action. All right, the first super chat comes from Max Nugenbauer. How's it going, Max? First super chat, indeed it is. Thoughts on MCG, Charlie's Angels films? I love them, especially the first one. Reboot was The reboot was abomination against humanity. Elizabeth Banks, no thank you. I like her as an actress. Maybe not so much as a director. The first Charlie's Angels films, vaguely remember them. I just remember them sort of feeling like early 2000s movies. I liked Lucy Liu in it. Crispin Glover was in one of the movies. I wasn't really a big fan. And then MCG went on to direct Terminator Salvation, which is sort of a guilty pleasure for me. I just think some of the casting choices should have been switched around and it needed a better script, but nevertheless, I wasn't a big fan of the first few Charlie's Angels films, but I'm surprised you are, man. Well, good for you. All right, the next one comes from A-Train98. John, who's hotter, Black Widow or Wonder Woman? It depends which movie we're going for. Now, Scarlett Johansson is beautiful, but I remember seeing Scarlett Johansson in the film The Island, and that's where I was like, that was my favorite version of Scarlett Johansson was in The Island. So I'd probably go with Gal Gadot in the first Wonder Woman movie. The second one's script is so bad that it just removes some of her beauty for me. I don't know why. So you know what? Either one, they're both great. Also, do you think that Black Widow movie will be better than Wonder Woman 1984? Well, that's like saying I could smash this energy drink across my face and then knock myself out here on the live stream. That right there would be better storytelling than Wonder Woman 1984. Just here's the whoosh stone. Anything that can happen will happen, but the rules of logic, physics, and even the logic of this movie goes out the window whenever we need it to. Out of all the storylines to make a movie out of, that was the one they picked. I hated it. So yes, I do think Black Widow will be superior easily. I feel like Black Widow won't bite off more than it can chew, and Wonder Woman 84 did that. It didn't need to do all of that. It could have just been simple. Austin Wagner, have you seen No Escape 2015? I really liked it. I have No Escape 2015. I don't believe I have. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I need some more details on it. I was thinking of Escape Plan for a second there, and I was like, well, that was a waste of Arnold and Sly in one movie. But no, I don't think I have, Austin. The next one, Daryl Harmsey. Hi, John. Can you please say in your Mark Wahlberg voice, hey, Daryl and Rudy, I'm a peacock. You gonna let me fly? What do you think about the other guys? The thing I really enjoy most about the other guys, it's not one of my favorite comedy movies, but I enjoy when Will Ferrell reverts back into his pimp stage of Gator. I love that. No one messes with Gator's bitches. That's the best thing about that entire movie. Jurassic Joey. What's up, my dude? Hope you're having a good night. I am having a okay night. I was playing Warzone earlier with a couple of friends. And that is the most frustrating, anger-inducing thing I've ever done. Like Warzone, I love it, but I hate it. Like it just, I end up pulling my own hair out and slapping myself in the face, and then I go lay down in the fetal position and I cry and shake for 5 minutes, and then I come back for another game of Warzone. But yeah, I'm having a good night. What was I talking about? Oh yes, what horrible '90s movie is a guilty pleasure for you? Mine is Encino Man. That is a great pick. I love me some Encino Man. I always wanted a friend like Pauly Shore until I got older, and I was like, probably not anymore. Weasel. It puts the salsa on the burrito. Yeah, I liked Encino Man. I liked the entire early vibe of it. I like how Sean Astin's digging out a hole in his backyard to make a swimming pool. It's a fun movie. It really is. So yeah, I've always really been a fan of Encino Man. That's a great pick. I would go, if you want to go with a bigger budgeted spectacle from the 90s, that's a guilty pleasure. I'm going to go with Waterworld all day long. Kevin Costner drinking his own urine never gets old to me. Dennis Hopper was a cartoon character in that movie, but I really always enjoyed it. But Encino Man, that's a good movie. I have it back there on DVD somewhere. I used to watch it over and over as a kid. Gino Rodriguez. Hey, John. Loved Last Action Hero. Thanks for the recommendation. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. It was just a little bit ahead of its time. It's not perfect, but it's still really fun. By the way, why don't we get villains like the Ripper anymore? I know, man. The Ripper was like some kidnapping evil madman with an axe who held little kids hostage on top of buildings. That's phenomenal. We need more villains like that, and they are few and far between. You're right. I wish the Ripper should have been in his own movie. I've been saying that for years. The Ripper should have had his own movie. Jack Slater coming this summer. By the way, Last Action Hero is hitting 4K. I'm trying to work out a deal with the studio to get some extra 4K copies so I can do a giveaway contest for you guys, because I like to give you guys free shit. So hopefully that happens. I think it will, though. God, you guys are blowing it away with the super chats already. Thank you so much, guys. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you so much. Z White, 357 days until the Batman. Also, do you stream Alibaba? Do I stream Alibaba? What is Alibaba, man? Do you stream Alibaba? I don't know what that is. I wish I did. Can someone let me know what Alibaba is? I know. I just stream here. But yeah, man, 357 days, the Batman. Hopefully it's not delayed and 5 more times, but 1 year, basically 1 year away. Give it to me now. I'm looking forward to it. Austin Wagner. No, Escape has Owen Wilson and Pierce Brosnan. Oh, okay. I kind of vaguely remember that movie, but I don't think I've seen it. Wait, is that based on the true story about how they're stuck in a hostage situation? Isn't Owen Wilson with like his kids or something? And he throws one across like from one building to another building? If that's the movie, maybe I've seen that. Gosh, I don't remember. But I don't remember Pierce Brosnan being in it. So I don't know. JP Flicks. Do you like the Walmart Protein Body Fortress? Yeah, I used to buy Body Fortress quite often. Back in the day when I was really poor. I'm still poor, but back in the day when I was even more poor and I lived at home with my mom in our basement. Good times. Body Fortress is fine. I think that protein actually got better over the years with the ingredients that they were putting in it. But yeah, if you're on a budget, there's nothing wrong with Body Fortress protein, man. Whey isolate. Why can't I talk right now? It's getting that late. What? Whey isolate. Am I saying that? I feel like I'm saying that so wrong. Either way, yes, Body Fortress is fine. Yeah, it's good. I recommend the chocolate because the vanilla tastes like whale semen. The next one, your name here. Hey, John. Hope you're doing well, man. I'm watching Bonnie and Clyde for the first time. What a big classic movie. Have you ever seen it? I don't recall. The Bonnie and Clyde movie, there's been like 5 Bonnie and Clyde movies. Which one are you watching? Which year? Because you had the one with didn't wasn't there one starring what's his name that played Dick Tracy? Was there was one with him in it? I swear. But Carter Lovejoy, favorite sports film. It just really depends on the day of the week. If I'm feeling a little bit frisky, maybe I'll watch Mighty Ducks. And if I want something a little bit more serious, maybe I'll watch Rocky or Rocky 2, Rocky 3. And if I'm feeling really extra frisky, I'll watch Rocky 4, essentially for the training montage sequence, which is mind-blowingly amazing. It's the only great thing about that movie. It's just 6 minutes of pure epicness. And if you don't get motivated when you watch the Rocky 4 training montage sequence with Hearts on Fire playing and Ivan Drago just working out all sweaty, injecting steroids, punching things, oh God, that is pure motivation to hit the gym. So I would say probably the first Rocky. But you know, if I had to pick a modern day sports movie, I mean, I really enjoy Warrior with Tom Hardy. Gub Army, what are your thoughts on the Hellboy reboot? I did not like that at all. I thought that was really, really bad. I thought that was a really bad movie. like it was just a mess. You could just tell there was too many cooks in the kitchen. They didn't know what they wanted to do, and I believe they were making it up as they went with the screenplay, and it really showed. Like, it could have been fun. There's a few little moments where I was like, oh, this is kind of entertaining, but overall it was just a really bad movie. So, yeah, David Harbour probably deserved better. I think I was thinking of Paul Bettany earlier, right? Okay. Warren Beatty. Yeah, I'm sorry. Did I say Paul Bettany? Warren Beatty. Yes. Thank you, Rob K. And we got a whole bunch of YouTube members in here. I was meaning to mention your names earlier. We got Steven in here. John, I feel your pain with Mindhunter. We talked about Amaray M. How's everyone doing this Friday? Well, we're doing well, Amaray. Thanks for joining. You have a tornado watch by your house? You'll be all right. If it comes through, just hide in the closet, I assure you. Or jump in the bathtub. That's probably the best recommendation. All right, the next one here comes from... Which one of you beautiful people? Okay, Argal. Sorry, left early last live stream. Better Watch Out is on Amazon Prime. Well, enjoy Better Watch Out. And I know you keep telling me to watch that. I will look into it. You know what I've been watching for the last 2 days straight? I just mentioned a few minutes ago, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty Warzone. So I've been in the mood for like war movies. So I watched Platoon, and now I'm watching Band of Brothers for the second time ever. I haven't watched it in 15 years. And such a damn good show. Like, if you've never seen Band of Brothers on HBO Max, that is a great series about World War II. I highly recommend it. Near perfect. If you like Saving Private Ryan, you will like Band of Brothers. It's just like more of that. Okay. Offbeat Entertainment. John, I'm going to blow your mind and your load. Okay. They now make sugar-free Sour Patch Kids energy drinks. So good. And you just did both. Thank you for that. Yeah, I think I heard about that. I'm gonna have to go get me some of that. I have the energy. I actually bought the Sour Patch Kids pre-workout powder like a year ago. It was really good. But if I can buy the can of it, that's even better. So thank you for that. Craig Thompson, favorite Jackie Chan movies. I'd probably go with, I know most people would say Rush Hour, but I don't say that. I always say Rumble in the Bronx is one of my favorite underrated Jackie Chan films of all time because it's the first Jackie Chan film I ever saw in theaters, and I just really enjoy the concept of it. And I think it has some of his best action scenes ever. So if I had to pick one, I always go with Rumble in the Bronx. Final draft. John Cruella is from the director of I, Tonya, Mr. Woodcock, and Lars and the Real Girl, and they're all fantastic. Also, Emma Stone is great, and who doesn't like a movie about doggies? Come on. We all like a movie about doggies, but what we most certainly really enjoy is a movie about a woman who wants to kill those little doggies to make a coat. But thus, in the early prequel to Cruella de Vil, her origin story, it looks like the dogs are going to be like her sidekicks. That's the vibe I'm getting. The dogs are almost like her sidekicks, and then by the end of the movie, maybe they betray her and she grows to hate them. That's what I'm guessing. And also, don't forget, in the new Cruella de Vil movie starring Emma Stone, she's a witch now. She has magical powers. She can turn into dust and do all kinds of things. Why? I don't know. Because Cruella de Vil, she's somehow a witch all of a sudden. Just stupid. What a dumb movie. But anyway, yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. It looks atrocious. Kyle Evans. Hey, John. Hope you're doing well, man. Just curious. Are you looking forward to A Quiet Place 2? Fingers crossed it keeps the Memorial Day weekend release. I am looking forward to it. One of my most anticipated movies of last year, and now I guess this year. Really enjoyed the first movie, though it doesn't have a lot of rewatchability, but I'm really looking forward to the second movie, and I have a feeling that they're going to open up the universe of The Quiet Place even more so to expand it into another story, continuing on, and then from there. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. I like anything sort of post-apocalyptic, anything with that vibe. I really enjoy it. Okay, the next one comes from Daryl Harmsey. John, will you be doing another Hilariosity with Chris? We need it. The world needs it. Your Batman and Robin and Superman 4 are the funniest. Well, glad you enjoy them. I don't know, man. That's his thing. If he invites me, I'm down to do it anytime. So ask him. But yeah, I'm always down to do it. The next one comes from Jordan. Favorite Brian De Palma film? I mean, probably Scarface. I mean, Brian De Palma, he was always hit or miss for me. Yeah, I'd go with Scarface. I mean, that's always been my favorite of his. I mean, I guess some people might say... Yeah, I'd go with Scarface. That's always been my favorite of his. Fly, pelican, fly. Hey, man, her womb is so polluted she can't have a little baby, man. Come on. I love it, man. Let's flip this chat around. There we go. All right. Ice Poseidon. Third shelf, 21 from the left. We're not playing Pick the Flick right now, but since you put a super chat in there, your wish is my command. Third shelf, 21 from the left. You picked Real Steel, essentially the over-the-top remake with robots and Hugh Jackman. The cringiest shit in the film Real Steel is when the little kid starts dancing with the robot. I can't look at it anymore. I have to stop. I'm just like, no, thank you. Yeah. All right. Where are we? Okay, Gino Rodriguez. Hey, John, would you ever grow your hair out? Also, what would you think of Hush and Victor Saz as in a Batman film? Hush would be cool. I think Hush would be cool. There's a lot of Batman villains. If you just did the right version of them, they would work so well depending on that version of the Batman. Like, I could see Bane coming back in the Robert Pattinson Batman movies. Like not the cartoon or comic book version, but slightly toned down. But I could see a dude like that existing in the universe. Just, he's all jacked up on chemicals. Maybe he has a slight greenish hue to his skin. It's not like neon green. So yeah, I that's who I would always like to see. Like, just put Bane in every Batman movie for me. Just get it right. Just don't do what you did with Batman or Robin. And would I grow my hair out? My hair is actually, it looks a little matted down because I need to take a shower. But my hair right now it's kind of the longest it's been in a long time. So this is as far as I like to go with my hair. If it starts growing out anymore, I just feel like it gets greasy and weird, and I don't like the way it feels. Plus, I don't. What do you want me to have? A man bun? No, thank you. I can't pull that shit off. Are you excited for Space Jam 2? That comes from Ben in the normal chat over there. Not really, to be honest with you. No, not really. I don't think it'll be good. Plus, I mean, look what they did with Lola Bunny, man. That's no good. That just ruined my entire childhood. Captain Jack Harkness. Have you seen Batman Dying is Easy on YouTube? It's great. I did watch Batman, the fan film. Well, they had like a $70,000 budget because they did an Indiegogo. I did watch it. It was really good. I liked their version of Batman. The guy that they got to play him sounded great. He definitely had the Batman Bruce Wayne voice perfect. Joker was okay. I liked the one scene where they're walking down the Arkham Asylum hallway and it shows all the past villains locked up. I thought that was neat. I mean, there's a few little nitpicks, but you know, it is a sort of a high budget fan film. I think they could have used maybe a little, like at least one more action shot in that fan film. Like they should have opened with a bigger action shot. And I get that the budget's limited, but I feel like something more could have happened in the opening scene. But yeah, I thought it was really good. Tyler Van, favorite Peter Weir movie, underrated director. I don't know, man. Hasn't he only directed like 3 things? Let's see. No, oh my God. I wasn't even, yes, you're right. I was thinking of somebody else. I thought you were talking about like an indie director. Okay. Yeah, man. Okay. We're going to talk about this movie in just 1 second. I'm making sure there wasn't something else on his filmography. Okay, so there's 2 movies I love of his. Now, there's a lot of other films like Dead Poets Society and stuff like that. But we're going to talk about Peter Weir for 1 second here. As soon as I find out where I'm at in the chat. Okay. So he's directed a little film that not many people have seen, but I truly think it's the most underrated epic film of all time. I'm going to give you a recommendation right now. If you've never seen this film, this movie gets my flick pick, okay? It's Master and Commander. The most epic adventure on the seas film time period movie I've ever seen in my life. It takes place in the early 1800s. It stars Russell Crowe as a captain for a British naval fleet, and it is phenomenal in every way. Please go watch Master and Commander. It is truly immersive, atmospheric, and he's also, on a lighter note, directed The Truman Show, which has always been a great film. It's one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. I think it's overall Jim Carrey's best movie, where he actually gets to act and do the comedic thing. So yeah. Gosh, yeah. That's a good pick for an underrated director. Carter Lovejoy. I feel like there's still a chance of Guillermo del Toro / Ron Perlman Hellboy 3. Do you think so? Probably not. Studios get very fickle, and they're going to look at the last Hellboy and think, it underperformed, it wasn't critically praised, and it made no money. So why make another one of that? That's just how studios look at it, so I don't see it happening. Riley Bob, John, what's the best way to distress yourself, and why is it always angry fight dancing like in Footloose? Your thoughts? Yes, thank you for remembering that. Yes, I always talk about when you want to relieve stress, start dancing in an empty warehouse, just like in Footloose, just like Kevin Bacon showed us all how to do back in the 1980s. The best way to de-stress yourself, I think, is to get out of the house, maybe go work out, go for a drive, go for a walk. I mean, whatever it takes. Or you can, like, I don't know, just break shit. You can break your Xbox controllers like I do when I get mad. But no, I say get out of the house. You know what I mean? You gotta get out there and breathe. Chris R. Hey, John. What is your favorite buddy cop movie? Mine is Rush Hour 2. I would probably say Lethal Weapon 1 or 2. As far as a buddy cop movie goes, I would say those. There's so many to pick from. I mean, like another 48 Hours is a great buddy cop movie. But I'd go with Lethal Weapon. because I'm getting too old for this shit. Max Neugenbauer. My top 3 favorite Keanu films are The Matrix, Speed, and John Wick 3. You? Well, I would probably go with Point Break. I don't like John Wick 3, actually. I don't like that movie. Now, John Wick 1, yeah, great. But I would say Speed, Point Break. And if I had to pick another Keanu Reeves film, I'm trying to think of something a little bit more off the cuff here. I mean, you said The Matrix. That's a good one. Oh, man. Yeah, I'd go with The Matrix as well. Yeah, I'd go with The Matrix. Austin Wagner. Yeah, he tosses his kids across the roof and with Bronson isn't in it. It is a ton. Wait, what are we saying? Isn't in a ton, just parts, but it's intense, and I didn't expect it to be as enjoyable as it was. Yeah, okay, now Escape. Yeah, now I know which movie you're talking about. Yeah, I just remember the trailer where they're being chased. He throws the kid across the building, and then when I finally watched the movie, I was like, okay, how's this gonna work? And then sure enough, they just throw the kid across. I was like, okay, that kid would have broke both of its legs, but nevertheless, cool. All right. Oh, we got a super duper super chat in here from Seth Hall. Thanks, Seth. My 2-year-old son, Oliver, sat with me and just watched Nolan's Batman trilogy with intent focus. Laugh out loud, he has a very weird obsession with Bane now. I'm a slim dude that did cross country in school. Should I be concerned? Laugh out loud. No, you just got to start him young. You got to pump him full of venom right now. He can grow up to be vain, okay? He's just going to have to wear a breathing apparatus for the rest of his life, but he'll have intense superhuman strength. That's awesome, man. He's 2 years old. See, that's what when I have kids one day, that's what I'm going to do. As soon as they're like an infant child, they will sit down and watch Silence of the Lambs and the Dark Knight trilogy and Back to the Future on repeat. That's what they're going to be. That's what's going to raise them. And whatever kind of person they develop to be. Oh, and when they're like 3 years old, when they're ready for it, I'll show them American Psycho. That's awesome, man. Well, really cool. And I did cross country as well in high school. I did varsity cross country freshman year. And yeah, I hated it. I hated running. I realized that very soon. I was like, I can do it, but I don't want to. CGR Designs. Hey, John. Hope you're doing well. Do you think we will ever get a full-fledged Batman TV series, kind of along the lines of the Daredevil series? Like a full Detective Ninja origin to Joker with Robin's Red Hood. It's similar to Daredevil, could peak the Dark Knight. Yeah, I've been waiting for that for years. I don't know why somebody hasn't made that. Now, years ago, there was a concept to make a like a 1940s Batman, sort of like the original Golden Age comics Batman, and make that into a TV series. And I thought that would have been sort of interesting. But yeah, I don't know why we don't have sort of a Batman Daredevil vibe, high budget series. I don't know. Like take the Batman from Dying is Easy and put him into a Batman series. Like that would be great. That's the version of Batman I would like to see in a TV series. I think it could easily outshine some of the Batman movies. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I don't know why. I just think Warner Brothers covets the Batman so much for like his standalone movies. Maybe there's more value there, but you could give like Nightwing his own TV series. I think that could work pretty easily. Brandon Stephan Cladis. John, I used to be very fat, but the day that I saw Rocky IV and the day I heard the Hearts on Fire scene, I turned into a workout machine and lost 100 pounds. I bet you lost all 100 pounds instantaneously just during that montage sequence, man. That's awesome. Well, good on you, buddy. That's good. Good to hear. Keep it up, man. Movies are motivation. for working out, for life, to overcome tragedy, to get out of depression, to feel something. That's what movies are. They're feelings and emotions that you can watch and experience anytime you want. That's what those are back there on that shelf, man. That's awesome. Juan Dodd, what did you think of the war movie 1917? I liked 1917. I don't think it's one of my favorite war movies. I think my favorite thing about it was sort of the technical aspects that Sam Mendes did when he directed it, and the choreography of the film, and the filmography, not the filmography, but the DP, the actual cinematography of the film is what I really enjoyed. So yeah, the story was just like, getting from point A to point B, but the journey was a lot of fun, and it was definitely a very immersive movie. So really enjoyed it. Jurassic Joey, would you consider doing a live watch along for a movie that you've already seen? The way you can multitask and watch and chat without missing anything. Yeah, I definitely, if I did a watch along, it would be for a film I've already seen. Don't ever trust anyone who does a watch along watching something for the first time. They're either not paying attention to you or the movie. So that's no good to me. But yeah, I would like to do a watch along. I was considering doing a watch along for the Snyder Cut. I was going to watch the movie by myself, and if I can stomach it and watch it again for 4 hours, I was going to do that with you guys. So, but we'll see. But FYI, I am trying, and it might happen this weekend. I might be getting a special sneak peek of the Snyder Cut this weekend. So we'll see how that goes. I hope it happens. It might happen tomorrow or Sunday. So I'll let you guys know. Brandon Stephen Cladis. Later, I had a girlfriend that made me fat again, and then she broke up, and I got ripped again. Thanks to the scenes of The Dark Knight Rises from the pit. Man, when Bruce Wayne crawls out of that pit and the music swells up and he climbs to the top, that gives me goosebumps every time. I'm just like, I don't care where I'm at. I have to go lift something heavy. But yeah, man, well, good on you. Yeah, every time I get a girlfriend, I get lazy too. And then when I'm single, I just start working out. So, Jalen Martin, thoughts on Deadpool 1 and 2. You know the thing about Deadpool 1 and 2, I never have the urge to go back and rewatch them. I enjoy both of them. I really do. I think I really like the Juggernaut in Deadpool 2. I think it's a lot of fun. And I enjoy both movies. I just don't ever have the urge to like physically pop in the 4K version of Deadpool and watch it. I don't know. Is anybody else sort of like that, or is it just me? Lucas Bernowskowitz. Don't like the Quiet Place ending. Nothing resolved. Well, yeah, they're sort of in a worse situation than when the movie began, but that's not true. They sort of figured out the weakness to the creatures. So we have that. But I would like if everyone just instantly died right at the end of the movie. I think that would have been great. Sometimes I don't want a happy ending. Jasmine Paul. Do you think a remake of a remake would work? I saw a post where someone wanted to remake The Fly 1986. Well, I don't think it's necessary to remake a good movie, remake a bad movie. That's what I would like to see. God, someone gave a recommendation to remake a movie that was really bad in the last chat. Oh man, I wish I could remember which movie it was. It was a movie that had like a good concept, but someone's like, we should remake that. God, I forget what it was. Do I think they need to remake The Fly? No, but if they did, I would hope it wasn't just some generic Netflix type movie. Like I would hope that they got a great actor and a great director and made it more than just, some cheese fest movie. Like I would like if it was a true psychological type film where this man is losing his mind, turning into a giant bug who pukes and, but how do you top Jeff Goldblum is the question. That's my question. Like how do you, put Nicolas Cage in it. What am I, a giant bug or something? Just a 90s kid. Do you understand Tenet, and what did you think of Neil knowing the protagonist the entire time? I thought that was interesting. I get that he knew him, but he couldn't say anything because if he admitted that he knew him, the outcome of everything would be different. But it's like, it begs the question, does that guy just live his life going back in time and living these events over and over again? And then, like, what's the point? And then there's so many questions that come out to the end of Tenet to where you're just like, well, that doesn't really make a lot of sense if you really think about it. So I thought it was okay. To be honest with you, I didn't care by the end of the movie. I was just like, I didn't hear anything they said, so I don't care. But I thought it was an okay ending. I thought it definitely could have. I thought with Tenet, I thought the sequel, like if you made a sequel to Tenet, it could almost be more intriguing because then you could almost like, since they had David Washington, now you could cast Denzel Washington to play the older version of him at a different point in time in the sequel, but be the same character. I thought that would be truly interesting. That was my theory that they were going to do one day, but Azim the Dream Reviews. John, what does your day-to-day schedule look like right now? I feel like I get bored at home, like I've lost my drive to make more videos. How do you pass the free time and inspire yourself to make videos? Need your inspiration, Johnny. Gotta go back into the game. Yeah, man, my day-to-day just depends. Like today, I woke up, I went to Costco, I went to the grocery store, I bought some shit, came home, ate it, got on Call of Duty with some friends, and then I sent some emails, and then I signed a PDF agreement. Trying to do a cool sponsorship video for you guys in a couple weeks. And then I did the live stream tonight. Oh, and last night I spent like a couple hours just figuring out. I uploaded a brand new podcast. If you guys are YouTube members or Patreon members, and you guys are in the listen to my podcast tier, there's a new podcast live now. And if you guys are YouTube members, I get questions all the time. John, where's all this shit at? So if you're a YouTube member, you go to the YouTube channel, John Flickinger, you click on the community tab, and you should see all the podcasts on there if you're with that perk. So man, my day-to-day, it just really depends. So like next week when I review the Justice League, so I'm going to watch the Justice League, take a whole bunch of notes, and then I'll spend an entire day recording the video, editing the video, and pooping that thing out. So it just day-to-day changes. Some days I'm lazy. I don't do much. But usually emails, like going through my emails takes a lot of time. I know that sounds weird, but it does. There's always like 10 or 12 I need to respond to, and they're not easy responses. Like I have to take time and figure out what I'm going to say. So, Rob K, which of these two do you want on your side in a gunfight? Val Kilmer, Doc Holliday, or Robert Redford's the Sundance Kid? I'll take Billy the Kid, played by Emilio Estevez from Young Guns. That's who I'll take. Maybe I'll take Val Kilmer. How's that? I'll take Val Kilmer. Collie Wally. Favorite horror comedy, minus Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Okay. Favorite horror comedy? I don't know. Evil Dead 2's a lot of fun. Shaun of the Dead is fun. Yeah, I'll go with those. Shetta. Thanks for the super chat, no question. Zane W, thanks for the super chat, no question. But thanks, guys. Rich the Savior. Thanks for the question, man. All right, let's see. John, I feel very awful. I missed your live stream talking about the Snyder Cut leak. It's okay. I forgive you. Just this once, though. Your punishment will be to put your hand out and slap it just once. Like that. All right? As a fan of the old Tom and Jerry, I was not planning on subjecting myself to that crime against humanity. I wish I had, though. Does it start with Cavill's stash? I need to know. I don't believe the Snyder Cut starts with the very bad Snapchat filter of Superman with a little kid's cell phone footage. His face is all fucking... No, I don't believe it did start that way, but I didn't see it. But I think I remember someone telling me it did not start that way. But I guess you only would have been able to see the first hour either way. So yeah, man, I'm. Could you imagine if the Snyder Cut still opened with that shitty Superman CG mustache removal? Oh my gosh. Did they pay like some kid like $5 to digitally remove that? But thanks for the question, Rich. Larry Lease, who would want face off on the who would you want to face off in the Schmodown? I actually recorded my Schmodown yesterday. My Schmodown fight battle. I will say this. Indie Darlings is not my topic. I spun the wheel and I got the one topic I did not want. I was like, I don't know shit in this, man. So, yeah. So whoever, it doesn't matter to me. Some people, when it comes to the Schmodown, some people like that's a religion to them. Like they study for that. Like the kid I went up against, he studied every topic of the Schmodown wheel. And I was like, I either know it or I don't. Yeah, whoever. Seth Hall. But by the way, I am a 3-time movie fights champion. Just putting that out there. Actually, am I 2-time? I'm a 2-time movie fights champion. Just putting that out there. All right. Seth Hall. My 2-year-old son. Oh, I answered this earlier. Okay. Daryl Harmsey. John, I accidentally put 4 ice cubes instead of 3. Now things are feeling unbalanced. I'm sorry. Do you forgive me? What's your worst film ever? Well, you just diluted your drink, and now you're drinking watered down shit, okay? No, I do not. I forgive you just this once. I favorite my worst film ever? I don't know. The Fanatic's the worst film of the recent years, but I like The Fanatic. I was going to make a joke, but no, I enjoy it. The worst film ever? Honestly, the Point Break remake is my worst film ever. I hate the Point Break remake and Terminator Dark Fate. Those are 2 of the most atrocious waste of money films I've ever seen in my life. Like movies that could be great, should be great. I wanted to be great. But there was just no creativity behind them. And they did everything wrong. So those are 2 of my worst films of all time. A Spectator. When do I think the mask requirement will end? Probably not anytime soon. I can see masks being around for years to come. And even if they get to a point where they say you don't have to wear a mask anymore, there's still going to be a large portion of the population who are going to wear them because they've been trained to do it. And sometimes, in certain situations, if you want to avoid getting sick, and you just avoid getting the flu or getting a cold, that mask can help. I mean, it really can. To be honest with you, like, do I like wearing the mask? Do I get out of my car or walk into the store and forget my mask out in my car and I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to go get it? Yes, that happens often. But with all that said, there are some people in society that are mouth breathers, that sneeze and cough and they don't wash their hands. They're just nasty people. There are people like this in society. And something about like the government mandated rule of having to wear a mask and those people have to cover up their disgusting spitty mouths, it sort of puts me at ease in public places. So it's like, yes, I have to wear this mask. That sucks, but I'm sort of glad some people have to wear it. So, yeah, here's what I want to happen. I just want everything to open back up, go back to normal, and just wear a mask and go do whatever you want to in society. And if you're scared to do that, stay home. Let's live our life. So that's where I'm at with it. I want to die. Azim the Dream Reviews. Also, to add on my last question, this may get a little personal. Don't get scared now. But how much does YouTube pay you? I would imagine you could be rich as Bruce Wayne. How does AdSense and monetization work, Johnny? It's hit or miss at best. Usually it just depends. I would say on average you might make a few dollars per 1,000 views. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. It just really depends on the CPM, the ad rates. They change month to month. For example, the best months to make videos where the ad rates are at their all-time highest is probably like November, December. of the year going into Christmas. So for example, if I were to make one video that might have made $20, well, in November, maybe it makes $80. There's some videos that have done very well for me. There's some videos that still live on and get views continuously. But you'd be surprised. Like some of the videos I got like 1 million views on. You're like, oh, you made a lot of money. I'm like, no, not really. And there's some videos where, the views were half that much, but they made way more just because the CPM, the tags in the video, whatever it was, they were just more valuable to advertisers. So it just really depends. I mean, I sort of got to a point years ago where I stopped relying on Google AdSense because I didn't trust it. Because YouTube will demonetize your video, they will take away your AdSense. There's just so many variables that I didn't trust with YouTube. So I learned years ago to reach out and get sponsorships and make my own fate. And with sponsorships, I mean, it just really depends. You can negotiate however you want to. There's been some very lucrative sponsorship deals I've done in the past. And there's been some that didn't pay that much, but I knew it would pay more than AdSense, and I got to do it my way. And for me, when it comes to like sponsorship videos, if I can pick and choose what I get to say, and there's some kind of benefit to somebody watching my video, if I can give you guys like 10% off of, I don't know, like a new gaming chair or something, like, okay, cool. And if you guys don't want to watch the sponsored part of the video, just skip the fuck over it. Like, it's okay. I don't mind. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all. So yeah, it just really depends, man. And then, I started doing like the YouTube live streams, which super chats are awesome. That really helps, guys. You guys really do help. And the Patreon supporters really do help, and YouTube members, and all that stuff helps. And I like to make just special exclusive content for you guys. So yeah, it really depends. But I will tell you this. I got a fun story if you guys want to talk about sponsorships real quick. Years ago, when Gods of Egypt was coming out, a marketing company reached out to me. And they were going to pay me like a substantial amount of money. And they're like, we need you to sort of say the movie's good. Not in a review, but just say it's sort of fun. And I'm like, well, I can't do that. And they're like, well, can you just say it's fun? I'm like, I can't lie. I can't take away. If I lose all credibility, I'm nothing. I'm a shell of a man if I do that. And they're like, well, we'll double the rate. And I almost thought about doing it for a second. I was like, maybe I can do it in a funny way where people know I'm lying. But then I was like, no, screw it. I said, fuck it. So yes, guys, I want you to know I do have backbone and credibility as a movie reviewer. And I just remember that. God. It hurt to say no, but I did it. Final draft. John, I recommend The Last of Us games. Cinematic, brutality, violent, amazing stories and characters. Intense and apocalyptic. Hell of an experience. I've heard great things about that game. I don't own a PS4. I play games on a PC. But yeah, I've always heard great things. And now we have the movie with Pedro Pascal. Yay! I think Carl Urban would have been a better fit for the main role of the movie. But yeah, I've heard great things about the game. I just never played it. Rich the Savior. John, Nightwing has his own TV series. It's called Titans. No, not that CW shit, man. I'm talking about real fucking shit. Like a real TV series. One with a high budget. Laugh out loud. It's not that great. Yeah, I knew. Doom Patrol is fun, though. Yeah, I haven't seen Doom Patrol. Brendan Fraser got chubby. Dad bod. Yeah, Brendan Fraser sort of hit a slump in life. Sort of feel sorry for that guy because he got divorced from his wife. And she wanted like $800,000 a month in alimony payments. God. I always liked Brendan Fraser. Always seemed like a cool guy too. Fidel Reyes. Choose one. No Time to Die or Dune. Probably No Time to Die. I want to see Dune, but I didn't like the original movie that much. And the concept is sort of intriguing, but a little bit artsy to me when it comes to like a sci-fi movie. So I'd probably pick No Time to Die. Cameron Tharp. Hey, John. What do you think the fate of Saul Goodman will be? Someone asked us on the last live show. I hope Saul Goodman gets away with everything and has a happy ending. Because we didn't get a happy ending for Heisenberg. So I'm hoping Saul Goodman has that happy ending. Will he die? Will he go to prison from his past? Will he be his typical egotistical self and dig his own grave. Season 6 is filming now. I know. I'm looking forward to it, man. I've sort of been going back and watching older episodes of Better Call Saul. Really great show. Highly recommend it. I hope he gets away with it. I hope Saul Goodman gets away scot clean and ends up on a tropical beach somewhere. Alexander Cromwell. Hilarious scene in The Dark Knight is when Harvey doesn't recognize Joker until he takes his nursing mask off. You know, I've always thought that. I almost made a TikTok video about that actually the other day. It doesn't make any sense. It's like from here up, he's the Joker. But now once he pulls his mask down, oh, now you recognize him. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense. Is there any other scenes in movies that make you laugh like that? Not on purpose. Thanks. Yeah, well, let's talk about. We can go back to that scene. I mean, I love when when the Joker's talking to him in the hospital and Harvey didn't just screams out, Rachel! Or the scene where Harvey and Rachel are tied up beside the barrels of gasoline and Harvey falls over and you can hear Rachel Dawes over the speaker going, hello! That always made me laugh. Lucas Manaskowitz. Would you watch a Batman show about him learning martial arts with the League of Shadows as Ra's al Ghul? I think if you made a Batman show or a series, I think that would be a fun episode. Sure. I wouldn't. But, I mean, Nolan sort of gave us all of that in Batman Begins, so how much of it do you really need? I'd rather just, if we had a Batman series, I'd rather either start out in year one of Batman, where he's already Batman, and he just started doing it, or he's been Batman for 5+ years. I don't need the origin again. I think we have enough of it. Maybe if they had a flashback episode, or maybe multiple flashback sequences in the series, that would be good, but I don't want to start from point A to go to B. I don't need the build up to it. Scotty Family Adventures. Hey John, what are your favorite and least favorite places you have lived and why? They all had something good about them. I would say I would probably never move back to Fort Wayne where I'm from. I'd probably never move back there just because it's just once you grow up somewhere, you sort of get bored of it. I like where I live now, Columbus. I wish things were normal so there would be even more to do, but I like the larger city of Columbus. Alabama was cool. I liked the weather down there, but it just the city itself was okay, but overall not a place I'd want to live forever. South Carolina, same story, great weather, had a lot of great scenery, and but just something about living in the South doesn't feel right. I feel like I don't belong in the South. It just doesn't feel right every time I'm down there. And then I lived towards Cleveland. Cleveland was okay, but I think if I had to pick a city in Ohio, I'd probably rather live in Columbus. But the weather, man, the weather in Ohio is just so cold. I hate snow. Fidel Reyes, John, what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. Yeah, technically, the Ice Age probably killed them. Louis Suarez, John, this is important. Put the cookie down. And don't get scared now. Team Zilla or Team Kong. I'm more of a Team Kong guy, but we all know how it's going to end. They're going to team up to fight another big baddie. And that's going to be the mech version of Godzilla. Manny650. What do you think of Stuckman being a Jehovah's Witness? I mean, I don't know, man. I guess it's just something I've known for a decade. So, I mean, I didn't know right away when I met him. I knew maybe a year or two after I first met him. And then I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense now. So not much. I mean, just I've heard stories that he hasn't shared, and I'm just like, oh, that's scary shit. Steve Ninja. Raya the Last Dragon is great. People should go to their local movie theater to see it. How do you feel about the movie? I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it. It doesn't look that intriguing to me. It just sort of, I don't have the urge to see it. I don't know why. I've lost my ability to go see movies that I know won't live the test of time. Like, I've developed this weird sixth sense to where, like, I only waste my time on films that I know are going to live on and have a conversation, or people will reference them down the road. There's so many movies coming out, and they all just feel like the movie of the week, to where it's like, oh, this popped out and people saw it and they forgot about it 2 weeks later. I just don't have the ability to, like, take the time to watch those types of movies anymore. I just don't want to. Now, every once in a while, there's a great movie that comes out that falls under the radar, that's underrated, and not a lot of people see it. But generally speaking, it's not one that intrigues me to see. Jurassic Joey. Do you secretly want the sequel to Godzilla 98 like I do? No, I do not. No, I do not. Give it back to Roland Emmerich so he can go balls out like Independence Day 2, JK. Yeah, I was going to say, man, that Roland Emmerich, man, why? Like, how do you make great movies like Independence Day? And I love The Patriot. And then you make shit like Independence Day 2 Resurgence. Like, that's the sequel you wanted to make for 20 years? That's the movie? And everyone sat around and read the script and they're like, yeah, we're going to put $150 million into this pile of shit. Like, how doesn't that just make you lose faith in everything? Like, that's why I don't trust Hollywood. They just, it blows me away that things like that get made. Matt Hayashi? I never saw the original Justice League because it didn't look good. Well, Matt, you are correct. That said, the Snyder Cut looks appealing. How should I approach watching this? I think you should just sit down and watch the 4-hour movie and then decide if you like it or not. And, the more snacks, the more treats, and the more delicious cold beverages that you have, that'll help ease the pain if it is bad. I'm looking forward to it, good or bad. I'm ready for this shit to be over. Ghost Whisperer of the Night. I like that name. Hey, John. I bought Terminator Dark Fate and watched it and threw it in the trash. Such a horrible movie, laugh out loud. It is a horrible movie. They try to remake T2. They try to retcon it as well for no purpose. Like, they couldn't just come up with an original story that continues into the future. Like, why did they tell that story? A story no one wanted to see. When you can do whatever you want with a time travel sci-fi film. I don't understand it. Like, let's just kill off John Connor in the first 13 seconds of the movie. Why? That was the idea that you had to start this movie with? Fucking, garbage. Caleb Eisenhuth. After Endgame, I don't care about any of the new superhero movies, nor to revisit many of them. I would rather watch Scorsese or Nolan films. Relatable? Yeah, sort of, kind of. I do want to see what they do with the new take on the Marvel Universe and where they go with it. Because we haven't really dived into it yet, so I'll give it a chance. But yeah, it's sort of like the heart of what made the Marvel Cinematic Universe so great is sort of gone. I mean, you don't have Iron Man, you don't have Captain America. Those are the things that made those movies so great and gave them heart. But with the new Doctor Strange movie and going on with that, and I am looking forward to like the new Thor movie and the new Guardians movies, because I think Thor, because Thor is still part of the original, crew. I have faith in that. And the Thor movie is sort of like the last one was Thor Ragnarok's one of my favorite MC movies. So, yeah, I don't know. We're going to see. I guess we're just going to have to see. It's sort of like they blew their load, though. It's like Thanos is dead. Now what? I don't know. I hope they introduce the Silver Surfer again, though. I would like to see that. I mean, do they go up against Galactus at some point? You almost have to. But like, how the fuck do you fight Galactus? I don't know. Obed Arzaga, thoughts on the movie Constantine? It's okay. Salt in theaters. I thought it was okay. Definitely haven't ever had the urge to rewatch it. I know some people, it has sort of like a cult following, but I just was not a big fan of it. Jordan Brooks, thanks for the super chat, Jordan. You did not ask a question, but thanks, Jordan. Thanks a lot, man. Kyle, Johnny Boy, favorite Zemeckis film, excluding Back to the Future. I'm glad you excluded Back to the Future because clearly that's the best. But if I had to pick my favorite Zemeckis film, it either comes down to Forrest Gump or Castaway. Actually, I'm going to go with Forrest Gump as my favorite Zemeckis film after Back to the Future. Easily. Because of Lieutenant Dan. But then Castaway is one of my other favorite film. Yeah, Castaway. I always wanted to be stuck on an island. But I wouldn't know how to open a coconut, so I would just die. Pulp Culture Podcast. Hey, John. My name is Spencer, and I've been watching your channel since I was in middle school. Want to get you on my podcast to talk about your channel, movies, and TV at Pulp Culture Podcast is my Insta. Yeah, man. I do podcasts occasionally, and I don't know why. It's just so hard to figure out a time and sit down and do it. And then, like, I don't know. I do one a month, maybe. Somebody asks me, and I get burnt out. And then I do so much talking with the live streams a few times a week that I almost need a break. So, but maybe, man, I'm not opposed to. I'm sure you got I would like to help your podcast out and see what we can do. It's best to DM me on Twitter. Key Mess. Thoughts on Zootopia? Just watched it. It's fun. Zootopia's fine. I enjoy Zootopia. It's a good Disney flick. Seen it once or twice. I know it has a strong following from the furry community. Ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon. Are you going to the theater to see Godzilla vs. Kong? Team? Yeah, so we talked about that a few minutes ago. I'm going to go with King Kong on it. I just like King Kong more. He has more personality. Am I going to the theater? No. No, I'm not. It's not because I'm afraid to. It's just because it's more convenient to watch it in my underwear on HBO Max in my house. I'm sorry. It's more convenient. Plus, I mean, if I had like a 5-inch TV, I'd probably go to the theater, but my TV is more than sufficient to watch it at home. So, and then I had mixed feelings about the movie as well. So yeah, I'll just watch it at home. Jordan Brooks, thanks for the super chat once again with no question, man. Jordan, are you trying to ask a question, but you're not able to do it or something? Maybe put it in the normal chat over here, Jordan, and then I'll try to find you. So if you have a question now, type it in the normal chat. But thanks for the super chat again, man. Jack Malloy. Hey, John. Who is your favorite character in Oz, and what are your thoughts on Community? I've seen Community, only a few episodes of it. I didn't get into it. On Oz, probably J.K. Simmons' character. What was his character's name? Was it like Was it Beecher? What was his name in Oz? I always liked his character, and the one guy who went into prison, and he was sort of the bitch for the first few seasons, and then he like overcame that with his character arc, and then became sort of a badass. So yeah, I always like J.K. Simmons' character. I mean, he's a hate monger and he performs sodomy, but I always liked his character in Oz. And Ryan O'Reilly. I always remember that character's name, Ryan O'Reilly. And Adebisi. Adebisi was a lot of fun in Oz as well. I used to watch Oz a lot when I was a little kid. Does that explain a lot? Yeah, Beecher. Okay, yeah, I liked his character. Dam5271, John Flick for life. Well, thank you, Dam. Thanks for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. Thanks, man. Collie Wally. Name a film you hated at first, but liked on rewatch. Hated. I don't know if I hated it. Well, like I saw the film Drive in theaters and I didn't know what to think of it. Like I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. It intrigued me. And then I watched it again on Blu-ray and really loved it. So Drive is probably one. I'm trying to think of one I hated though the first time I saw it. I can't think of a film I hated the first time. It's just there's a lot of films I loved the more I watched them. Like Nightcrawler. Really liked it the first time I saw it and then loved it the second time. All right. I'm about 15 minutes behind on your questions, guys. I'm trying my best to go as quickly as I can. We got 384 of you beautiful people in here. Thank you so much. You guys are truly magical. Let's keep going. Okay, let me take a drink of this real quick. Is there some drama going on in the chat over here? Okay. All right, let's keep going. OE reviews, thoughts on the Witcher series. Did not watch it. It just didn't look that great to me. Like, if I'm really snobby when it comes to my TV series, and if it's just good, I don't want to watch it. But if it's great, I'll give it a chance. I don't know. Not a lot of people reference The Witcher or talk about it, so I'm like, how good was it? So I never watched it. Shredda, suck my fat one, you cheap dime store hood. That is a great line from Stand By Me. I've been trying to say that for like 20 minutes, but YouTube kept censoring me. Jesus. YouTube can't censor me. Suck my fat one, you cheap dime store hood. Yeah, man, I've used that line a few times. I've used that line. I'm not going to tell you where or why, but I've used that many times. And people just step back and go, oh, I guess I'm insulted. Jack Malloy. The Star Wars sequels were a complete mess and garbage, but which one would you say is your favorite out of the three? Jack, we got the exact same question on this week's podcast episode, and I answered it, and I will give you the same answer I gave there. Are we talking about the sequels? Okay. I was thinking prequels. I would say The Force Awakens, just because when you watch it, you think, okay, I have hope. Like, they could do something fun here. And then you watch The Last Jedi and you go, oh no, they never had an idea what they wanted to do. And then you watch Rise of Skywalker. And then you go, oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. What a waste of money and time this entire thing was. So, yeah, I'd probably go with Force Awakens. Adrian Boyle. How would you redo the 8th season of Game of Thrones? I would probably include 2 more episodes because originally that's what HBO wanted to do, but the writers and directors, or not the writers and creators were like, nah, we want to go do Star Wars. Let's just wrap this shit up. So I'd include 2 more episodes. I would have actually given fans what they wanted to see. I would have had an actual confrontation with the Night King and Jon Snow, rather than them just look at each other from a football field away. I would have actually had that confrontation. I would have continued some of the storylines. Would I have made Bran the king by the end of it? Probably not. So yeah, I would, yeah, I would have it needed more time, and it needed a better ending. Adrian Boyle. Oh, we already answered that. Claudia Rogajon. Random, but do you think the Temple of Doom is really dark, but I always thought it was goofier than the other 2 in the original trilogy? Is it just me? The first act of Temple of Doom is goofy when they jump out of a fucking plane and they use an inflatable raft as a parachute. That's a little goofy. But man, by the third act, and they're ripping people's hearts out and doing sacrifices, and you have little slave kids and mines, that gets pretty dark. So yeah, I do agree with what you're saying, but by the third act is where it gets dark. Brevins Flicks and Games. Since I haven't talked about the TV shows on my channel, I might talk about Batman the Animated Series, which I wanted to do for a really long time. Well, Brevin, talk about whatever your little heart desires. And the Batman animated series from the 90s, man, that's a good place to go. Fun fact, the animated series is what inspired the actual version of Mr. Freeze we got in Batman and Robin, because until that point, Mr. Freeze before the animated series was just some bank robber. Like, he never had a dark backstory about trying to save his wife. So yeah, thank you, Batman animated series. Johnny. Sup, John? It's 4 a.m. F my life. I hate myself. Anyway, do you think you can make a case for the first two Terminator films being the best in the genre? T2 being straight action and T1 being more of a thriller horror. I mean, they make the case for themselves. They're just easily the best two movies. I think T2 is the quintessential best action film ever made. I think it gives you everything an action film should, as epic and as large of a scope as you possibly can. I mean, some of the sequences done in that film are thrilling. They put you on the edge of your seat. They don't rely on CG because they didn't really have it then. Just even the chase scene in the drain, or the LA River, where the T-1000 is chasing little John Connor in a tow truck. That's an amazing sequence. That is perfect. That is done to perfection. I mean, and you get like 4 or 5 great big sequences throughout that movie. It's paced perfectly. And then you have Arnold. I mean, gosh. So T2 has always been my favorite. The case is, I mean, they speak for themselves. So Daryl Harmsey. My friend Rudy and I are thinking of seeing the Snyder Justice League in IMAX cinema. Should we do it? What type of question do you dislike the most? Probably there's questions that I've answered the same over and over again, because I like when I do the Q&A, it's fun for me if there are new questions that make you think or go outside of the box a little bit. So sometimes when it's just like, what's your favorite action movie of all time? It's like, how many times can I answer that? Are you now, my question to you, Daryl, are you actually going to a real IMAX theater? Or are you going to a Limax theater? Now, if you're going to an actual IMAX theater, like a real 5-story tall IMAX theater, that'll be really cool, man. I wish I could go to one. I would. If I need to look into where the closest IMAX theater is. Maybe I'll look into that. Rich the Savior. John, you ever heard of Rocco? Have you ever heard of Rocco's ballistic? It's a thought experiment conspiracy theory. Look it up if you want to fear for your life. Also, what are some of your favorite conspiracy theories? Did aliens build the pyramids? The pyramids being built are interesting. There's a lot of documentaries, and I suggest you watch them. Very fascinating stuff. Conspiracy theories, I don't know. 9/11, the moon landing, the JFK conspiracy. Do we have aliens? Did the Roswell landing happen? Do we need to wear tinfoil hats? Are there chemtrails in the sky right now? Was COVID man-made and purposely put out as a control tactic for society? You know, there's a lot of them. They're all intriguing to me. Do I believe all of them? No, but I like to hear about them. So... And thanks for the question, Rich. I think the one that's the most legitimate is probably the JFK conspiracy, though. It's like, if you really believe that's the true story, then there's obviously something more happening there. Dan5271. OHO. Ohio? I don't know what that means, but thank you. Stephanie Myers. Hey, Stephanie, how's it going? What about Batman Beyond movie? Absolutely. Yes, we could have a Batman Beyond movie. I could see that happening. But I think that's not going to happen until they're done with what they're currently doing with Batman. Now they could set that up in the Flash movie. They could really set that up if they have older Michael Keaton coming back as the original Batman. And then you could set up a Batman Beyond movie from that point on and go off a different direction. So you could have the Robert Pattinson kind of dark and gritty, serious Batman who's in his own universe. And then you could have Batman Beyond in sort of the shared universe of things with older Michael Keaton in that film. Yeah, I could dig that. I could see that happening. I mean, it's like, why not milk the Batman name as much as you possibly can? Jurassic Joey. What if Kong is beating the crap out of Zilla and he says, "You're not letting him kill Mothra. Save Mothra." I think Warner Brothers learned from the first time around you probably shouldn't do that to culminate a feud. By the way, I don't know about you, but when I say my mom's name, I don't say her first name randomly to strangers. So it's just never made sense to me. But anyway, sure, yeah, go for it. Night King 01. The Patriot was great, but is it me or is it complete copy and paste of Braveheart except set during the Revolution and the motivation in the exact same time? Yes. It's Braveheart, but in America. That's what The Patriot is. Absolutely. And I'm fine with that. That is a formula that works for me. So, yeah, it is. Truly is. But I actually like The Patriot more than Braveheart. I know. That might be an unpopular opinion. Craig Thompson. Difference of OLED and LED TV. What is the difference? OLED TVs, every pixel is self-lit. So that's why you get the best contrast, the best black levels. With an LED TV, what you have is you have a screen filled with pixels, and then it's backlit by fluorescent light bulbs or LED lights. So you're never going to get that you're always going to have backlight bleed, and the darks will always sort of be grayish looking. So that's OLED is the way to go. I remember like 10 years ago, before OLED came out, when they were working on the technology, the biggest OLED TV they could make was like 32 inches or something. And I was like, but it sounded so great. They're like, yeah, it's like plasma, but better. And I was like, ooh. And then it's crazy to me now. You can buy like a 100-inch OLED TV. So, Yeaman John, have you ever saw Dead Man with Johnny Depp? It's so surreal and bizarre. A low-budget Western version of Apocalypse Now. I have not seen that. No, I haven't. I know in the film Platoon, speaking of war movies and Johnny Depp. Well, you said Western movie, but anyway, originally they wanted Johnny Depp to play the main role in Platoon before Charlie Sheen, but they said he was too young. All right. Samir Bada, which is better, Iron Man or the Spider-Man trilogy? I think both trilogies are very flawed. I think at least Spider-Man, you have the first and second movie, which are good. And in Iron Man, you really only have the first movie, which is good. There's a few moments of the third movie I like, but overall as a movie, it doesn't do it for me. So I'd probably go with Spider-Man as the better trilogy. But I like the first Iron Man a lot. So I think as a trilogy, you got to go with Spider-Man. But damn, the third Spider-Man movie almost undoes all of it. But the second movie's so good. So, Rich the Savior. John, I started playing Jedi Fallen Order, and I quickly realized I didn't care about the story at all. Star Wars needs to leave this era behind. Yeah, I don't play Star Wars games, so I feel you, man. I feel you. I have little to no interest in it. I just think Star Wars, outside of the series, the Disney Plus series, just give it a break. Just figure out what you want to do and actually make a good movie before you start doing it. Have an idea, have a concept before you spend hundreds of millions of dollars on it. Just give me more Mandalorian. I'll be happy. Yeaman John, Lawrence of Arabia with Desert Batman sign me in. Oh, yeah, the nightmare version of Batman and Lawrence of Arabia. I could dig that. Just make the whole nightmare sequence Batman movie, and I'll be happy. Give me that. Just do that movie. Just throw $100 million at that, Warner Brothers. Can we make that? Ghost Whisperer of the Night. Hey, John. In your opinion, who had more insane workout, Jake Gyllenhaal in Southpaw or Tom Hardy in The Dark Knight Rises? Who had more of an insane workout to get into shape? I don't know, man. I mean, both really transformed their bodies. Gyllenhaal was really lean, and Tom Hardy's goal was to get bigger and bloated. So they both had different goals. I think when you look at I'd say Gyllenhaal in Prince of Persia was way more jacked and bigger and more impressive. But I always sort of liked Tom Hardy's transformation as Bane. Like if you look at the test footage of the costume test of Tom Hardy wearing the Bane costume for the first time, he looks like he weighs 87 pounds. And then like 6 months later, he's all jacked up as Bane. So, Bakatir, I'm drunk, John. How are you, John? I'm good, Bakatir. How are you, besides being drunk? I wish I was drunk right now. I got some cinnamon fireball downstairs. Maybe I should drink that. Juan Dowd, give me a few movies with great rewatchability. Okay. Nightcrawler. Do I have to keep going? I watch Nightcrawler, Troy, Gladiator, Terminator T2, The Dark Knight. What else do I watch all the time? Back to the Future. Oh man, all those movies have so much rewatchability for me. I usually watch the same 25 movies over and over because they take me to a happy place. Daniel Culo? Is it Culo or Culo? Hey, John, I enjoyed Cobra Kai, and today I revisited Karate Kid today. I don't think Daniel was the bully. He was a whiny bitch sometimes, but he was being gang bullied first. What do you think? No, I think Daniel stepped into some guy's territory, started hitting on Elizabeth Shue, okay, and then Johnny was sort of an asshole who sort of broke her radio. I get that, but then you have like the halfway point of the movie at the Halloween party, and Johnny's just trying to get high in the bathroom stall. And what does Daniel do? He takes a water hose and sprays him with it. It's like, dude, like you were asking to get your ass kicked. Jack Malloy. It's 3:30 in the morning here in England, John, and I've got to get up in 4 hours for work. Before I go, I just wanted to know, what are your thoughts on The Village, as I just watched it the other day? Good night. Well, good night, Jack. I like The Village. I've seen it once or twice. I've enjoyed it. And people give it shit, but like Roger Deakins was the DP on that movie. I liked the twist of it. I didn't know that twist was coming. I was sort of happy that there weren't just magical monsters out in the woods. I was like, ooh, there's a realistic twist. I like that. I don't think I'd watch the movie again anytime soon, but I remember seeing it in theaters and not hating it as much as some people. Obed Urzaga. Top 5 hamburger chains. I don't really have top 5 hamburger chains. I mean, I try to avoid fast food hamburgers, though the McDonald's hamburger I find oddly satisfying. It's so soft, like it just feels like it's mush. You don't even have to chew it. But I go to like Buffalo Wild Wings and get hamburgers occasionally. I don't go to a lot of hamburger chains though. I usually just go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I always get a hamburger, and then I get like 10 buffalo wings. Like I haven't been to Five Guys in a decade. I don't like hamburgers that are overly greasy either. Mike Mula. Hey, John. Have you seen Brothers with Tobey Maguire? I saw Brothers in theaters with Tobey Maguire. I thought it was an instantly forgettable movie. And like out of all the movies to have Tobey Maguire and Jake Gyllenhaal team up and be brothers, which by the way, they look like they should be brothers. I was like, I don't even remember what happened in the movie. Brevins Flicks and Games reached 370 subs, trying to kick it up a notch. Well, congrats on 370 subs, man. Hope it's 370,000 next time I talk to you. Brevins Flicks and Games has a YouTube channel, guys. Go support a smaller YouTuber. Check him out. AeonMan99. Hey, John. Would you like a ShamWow for that sweat? Am I sweaty? I might be sweaty. It is hot in here, and I am talking a lot. Yes, I would take a ShamWow or any microfiber cloth that you have. Yes, indeed. Am I sweaty? No, I'm just glistening, man. This is just I'm just glistening. Can a guy just fucking perspirate every once in a while? Okay? I'm giving you raw, visceral entertainment. And if I perspirate when doing that, that's the smallest price to pay. If I wasn't sweating right now, okay, then we'd have a problem. Then you'd say, okay, that guy's not giving us everything he has. His heart, his passion, his desires. No. It'd just be a shell of a fucking guy sitting here just reading questions. But I'm giving you more than that, okay? So this sweat is liquid for you guys to enjoy. Let's just keep going. Johnny, but thanks for the super chat, man. Johnny, John, are you afraid you're going to get sucked out? I'm always afraid I'm going to get sucked out. Just wondering how much you get to review Home Alone 3. How much you... If you gave me $500, I will review Home Alone 3. How's that? I stand by it being fun. Little Alex is no Culkin, but it has some good comedy. Plus a young Scarlett Johansson. Haha, just kidding. That got weird quick. I hate Little Alex in that movie. Here's what I wanted to happen to Home Alone 3. The burglars break into Alex's house, and they shoot him in the head. The end. Next question. Night King 01. Do you think Paul Dini should write a Batman movie? He wrote most of the Batman animated series and came up with the current Mr. Freeze origin. He's perfect. That would be intriguing. Has he wrote a feature-length film? Let me know if he's written a feature-length film. I mean, that would be awesome if he co-wrote it with someone. That'd be cool. Rich the Savior. John, if you were a billionaire, you get married and have a son with whom you name Bruce. Then you'll set up your own assassination in front of him to create the hero the city needs, but not the one it deserves. Would you do it, John? No, because I feel like rather than becoming Batman, the vigilante that saves the city, he would just get a job at like Geek Squad. So probably not. How about if I'm the billionaire, I just become Batman? I don't need to die and let my son do it. I'll just fucking do it. Okay? How's that? Claudia Rogajon. I was thinking this earlier, but do you miss the early mid-2000s where there was no social media and times were so much simpler? I miss the mid-2000s. I miss the mid-90s. Yes, not to sound like an old man or a boomer, but I'm so glad I grew up when I grew up before everything was like TikTok and fucking Twitter and Instagram, and like when you hung out with your friends, you actually had to go to their house and ride your bike and play SNES. And then you played tag and hide and seek outside, and then you had Nerf gun fights. Like, I'm so glad that was my childhood. Like, that was fun. That was adventurous. That's what you think of, you know? Nowadays, like, kids, like, they play video games together, but, like, they don't leave their house to do it. They just, I'm in my room, you're in your room, and we're playing Fortnite together and shit. So, I feel sorry for, like, the new generation. I feel sorry for, like, I love a phone. Like, I like having this phone now in adulthood. And there's times when I was a kid, this would have been awesome to have. Like, technology at your fingertips. But growing up, I'm sort of glad I didn't, because we'd always have these talks and discussions about things that were like rumors and speculations and just things that happened, and like just even relating to movies. Like, I remember like, oh, there's a new Batman movie coming out and I heard the Riddler's in it, but you know, it's just like we didn't know. So we had to like guess and just speculate about things, and it was always more fun, and I guess you just had to use your imagination more. And that's sort of like, if I didn't have so much downtime when I was a kid where I just had to like play with G.I. Joes and imagine shit, I don't know if like I would have sat down and enjoyed movies and focused on them as much. You know, now it's like there's so much content and so many TV shows and so much shit just being pumped out into your eyeballs. It's hard to ever focus and just really dedicate your time to. So getting back to your question, yes, I sort of do miss it, but I'm glad I had it as a kid. But now it's like, I love having just the power of my phone in my hand. It's so convenient. Where am I at here? Wow. Did the questions just disappear or what happened here? Okay, guys, oh, what's happening? Okay, so did the questions go backwards? What the hell happened here? Okay, guys, I'm gonna try to figure out what happened here. The chat got all weird and mixed up. Now I'm looking at stuff from an hour ago. So don't go anywhere. I'm gonna take a quick break, like 3 minutes. I'll be right back, and yeah, grab something cold to drink. I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Okay, and here we go. I hope you guys didn't go anywhere. Let's see how many of you people are. I'm gonna see how many. We got 330 of you left in here. Okay, great guys. All right, I found the questions. Something glitched out on this part, and I don't know what the hell happened, but I think it's fixed now. I think it's fixed. Okay, I had to open up another window, but nevertheless, all right, guys, don't ask any more questions, no more super chats or anything, because I don't want to miss it. So if you have any, just get them in right now. I will answer everything that you guys get in for like the next 1 minute, and then yeah. So I don't want to miss it though. So let me start here with the final phase of questions. We're in the end game now. All right. Pulp Culture Podcast. Thoughts on WandaVision interviewing Herb Sunday. That's awesome, man. I watched like 4 episodes of WandaVision. I just wasn't that into it. I didn't care about the outcome. Some people said it was great. Some people said it was underwhelming. I had a feeling that it would lead to nothing and just sort of just feel like the typical formula. I am looking forward to Falcon and Winter Soldier, though. I just want that buddy team-up action show. Like, that's what I want to see go down. That's what I'm most looking forward to. So, yeah, looking forward to that. But, yeah, good luck with the interview. Let me slide this over here. There we go. Oh, that's better. Mason Arnold. Did you check out Wolverine Blues? I sent you a link on Twitter messages. Also, I watched Training Day and Falling Down for the first time. You never let me down, dude. Yeah, Training Day is some good shit. I'm putting cases on all of you. Falling Down is also phenomenal. I need to get that on Blu-ray. Wolverine Blues, was that the metal song? Was Wolverine Blues the metal song? Was that? I thought I even responded to you on Twitter about it. Right? You sent me the link to the metal song about Wolverine, right? I literally responded to you. You should have read my response. But yeah, thanks for that, man. Hey, I want to watch Falling Down right now. Damn it. Mason Arnold. It says you asked the same question twice. I don't know if that's a glitch, but nevertheless, man, thanks Mason for the super chat, man. Inani Moose just became a member of Don't Get Scared. Thanks. Yay. Inani, I thought you already were a member. Maybe you came back. Either way, thanks, man. Mike Mule. John, would you be a good linebacker? Probably not. I don't even understand all the rules to football, so probably not. Plus, I have a weak lower back, so football and tackling probably not the best thing for me. I was in wrestling. I was pretty good at that. But football, yeah, I don't. Probably not. Mike Mula. John, would you? Why is it glitching out asking the same questions twice? Something's fucked up right now with YouTube. CFunk99. Hey, John, how do you never run out of things to say? Like I said, when I was a kid, I had a lot of downtime. So I would have these lengthy conversations with myself, and I can always just pull something out of the air and have a conversation about it. And sometimes when I don't really have anything to say, I just go somewhere else with it and talk about what I want to. So, I don't know. I'm able just to talk about nothing sometimes. And I enjoy it, though. I find it almost therapeutic. Frank Rambo, you're like a turd that won't flush. I'm like a turd in the wind. Yeah, and I know what you're talking about. The ones that stick to the toilet bowl, and you're just like, how did that happen? What did I eat? Glue? Johnny, just watched Shawshank again. That helicopter shot over the prison with Andy arrives was that awesome. Score is so epic, man. I feel like we don't get shit like that nowadays. You mean thoughtful, emotion-provoking films that are well made, well executed, and are timeless? Yeah, very few and far between. I wish we got more of them. Oh, the Shawshank's so good. Yeah, that shot's amazing. Now, I've actually been to the Mansfield Reformatory, which is an hour away. I went during Halloween because it's actually a haunted attraction, and that's where they shot Shawshank Redemption. But they won't let you see. I wanted to do that same shot and take my drone and do it, but they won't let you anymore because there's an actual prison right behind it now. But I would still risk it and try it. But yeah, I have been there. It's a really cool place though. Fulanito 92. Hello from Los Angeles, John. It's pronounced Fulanito. Fulanito. All right. I recently ordered a doorway pull-up bar so that I can work out on building a killer back. Are you a fan of the pull-up exercise? How many can you do? I can do 50 now. Yeah, I used to do pull-ups quite often back in the day. It's good for lats. The thing with pull-ups, though, is since you're doing all of your body weight, you are limited on how many reps you can do. So if you can do an assisted pull-up, where you take a little bit of your body weight off, and obviously that's a machine, you can actually get a better workout for your lats or lat pull-downs. But pull-ups are good, man. They're good stuff. I would suggest doing them. When you do pull-ups, though, in a workout, always make that one of the first things you do, because by the end of a workout, you're so burnt out that your body the lactic acid is so built up that you're not going to be able to do that many pull-ups. Thus, it kind of hinders even doing the exercise. So do pull-ups first as one of the first things you do in your workout when you're fresh. As far as using a pull-up bar and a door, I've never trusted them unless you can like screw them in, because I'm always afraid that shit's going to fall off or put a hole through my wall. So Night King 01. Paul Denny wrote we already answered that. Okay, no, we didn't. Paul Denny wrote the first two Arkham games. I think that counts. Plus, don't you hear Batman say, "Lie to me if you want to eat through a straw"? Oh, yeah, that is a good line. I do want to hear that. I didn't know he wrote the Arkham games. Okay, that's a cool fact. Thanks for letting me know. Frank Rambo. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Johnny 5. Johnny 5. Remember the dark rain night when you were speeding down the road and clipped someone? Allegedly, of course. Don't worry, I saw nothing. Yeah, I didn't hit anyone with my car. Yes, I did. I saw the whites of their eyes when they flew into the ditch, into the darkness, and I never saw them again. For them, it was the worst night of their lives. For me, it was just another Tuesday. Let's go to the next question. Claudia Roach. You said the last live stream that the Shadow was a pale ripoff of Batman, but in reality, the co-creator of Batman, Bob Kane, ripped off the Shadow. Yeah, sort of. I guess there were some borrowed ideas, and Bob Kane sort of stole Batman from someone else because his original idea of Batman was a guy with a fucking baby blue suit on and gold wings. But Batman's definitely the better version of the Shadow. We'll leave it there. Dab Miastro Smell Mundo. Sup, John? Hope you're doing well, brother. Well, I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing well too, man. Quick question, though. Did Stuckman try to get you to join the Freemasons? I wish. The Freemasons are a group of guys. Yeah, I would join the Freemasons, but I feel like you got to be a bit more wealthy in life to do it. A buddy of mine tried to get me to go to his lodge, crazy stuff, as Mark Wahlberg would say. Say hi to your mother for me. Yeah, the Freemasons, yeah, I think I had a great-grandfather who was in the Freemasons, though. True story. Alex Thomas. Hey, John. Huge fan from Cleveland, Ohio. Well, thanks, man. I used to live in Stowe, Ohio, so not too far from you. Will you get the Friday the 13th Scream Factory collection? Probably not. I used to have the entire Blu-ray set, and I sold it years ago, and then it went out of print and was worth way more, and I was mad at myself for selling it. But when it comes, and by the way, if you guys are YouTube members, please, if you guys want to type something in the chat right now, please do so right now, and I'll read it and respond to you guys. But when it comes to the Friday the 13th films, I only like a few of them. I feel like a few of them have rewatchability. But a lot of them are just kind of just like not rewatchable to me. Like if they're on TV or on Halloween, I'll sit down and watch them. But so to own the physical copies of those films, I just don't have a necessity. Like, no, thank you. But like Nightmare on Elm Street, now that's some shit I own. And I always savor the flavor. But yeah, Friday the 13th. There's only a few of the movies I really enjoy. Chris, how do you approach a studio/company for sponsorship with a challenge your size? You shouldn't be getting anything below 10,000 per review. I wish I got 10,000 for a sponsorship, man. There's been a few that did pay very well, I assure you, but there's always a lot of work that goes into them. Whenever I do a sponsorship, it's always a 2-month process where you have to sign 50 pages of documents. You have to agree to all these things. Then you have to they're like, well, can you do it like this? I'm like, no, I can't do it like that. That's stupid. Why would I do it like that? It's on my channel. Let me do it my way. And then they're like, okay, so you go back and forth, and then eventually, you make the video, then you send it to them, and then they nitpick one little thing that you say, so you have to go back and re-edit it. So how do you get sponsorships? Some of them just come to me. I've been doing YouTube so long that sometimes they just reach out to me. But there's been other times where there's just cool stuff I like, companies I like that I want to work with, so I will reach out to them. And if I don't know who to contact, I will go to the website. I will try to find it. I'll go to LinkedIn. I'll see who's in charge of their marketing. I will go to the marketing director and I'll find his email and I'll send him an email and a proposal, just a quick paragraph of like, hey, this is what I want to do. Are you interested in working together? And I'll link a few sponsored videos I've done in the past. The first sponsorship I ever reached out and got on my own was for the, and it's something that I used, was for the LED TV lights that go on the back of your TV for more ambiance. As you guys can tell, I like ambiance. And I remember reaching out to this company, and it was like just a product I enjoyed. And I said, hey, I will put them in a video and make it really cool and fun. And here's what I want. And they're like, okay, let's do that. And when I achieved that, that sort of opened up the floodgates. So yeah, just reach out, contact them, give them an example of what you can do. Sell yourself. Ghost Whisperer of the Night. John, what's your favorite animal? A great white shark. I like it. They're an apex predator of the sea. Frank Rambo. turd that won't flush is a Waterworld quote. What character would you be in Waterworld? I know it was a Waterworld quote, man. I'd probably be in Waterworld. I'd be the old guy who makes the inflatable craft that floats away. And when it's floating away, I go, I'm sorry. As I just float away into the sky. I'd probably be Kevin Costner because I want gills behind my ears so I can drink my own urine and go swimming. Jurassic Joey just became a member of Don't Get Scared. Thanks, Jurassic Joey. Thanks, man. Much appreciated. Thanks for that, buddy. And by the way, if you guys are members, I'm going to do a special Q&A for you guys this week probably. So look out for that. Okay, guys, no more super chat questions if you guys are asking because I don't want to miss it. Rob K, has Hollywood forgiven Mel Gibson yet? I think so. He's in a lot of movies nowadays. He was in The Fat Man just recently. He was. I think he's in another movie. I haven't finished yet, but it's called Boss Level on Hulu. Started out kind of fun. It's kind of like Groundhog Day with more action. So I think some of Hollywood has forgiven him, but the larger studios maybe not so much. Scott Family Adventures. When you were into working out, were you ever tempted to mess with any peds? No, and I knew a lot of people who did. They were definitely available. I wasn't against it. I was like, well, why not? But I never did. I never thought I got to that point where I needed to. But it wasn't that I was against anything like that. I just was like, well, I haven't reached the limits yet to what I can do. Then maybe I would consider it. But then again, I was just like, unless you're a professional bodybuilder, what's the point? I just wanted to look good. I mean, and that's, and really, honestly, muscles were sort of a byproduct of working out. And what I mean by that is I worked out because I liked going to the gym. It was just like a social outlet. I had nothing better to do. It was just a routine. And like along the way, I got muscles from it. But it was just I liked going to the gym. So. D. Garcia, why is Return of the Living Dead so rewatchable? Yeah, I've seen that movie once or twice in my life. I need to go back and revisit it. But yeah, it's something's relaxing about movies like that. Just like being stuck in a location with zombies. Something about that. It's almost like we all envision ourselves there. I think that's what it is. Are you guys looking forward to the new Zack Snyder zombie movie? The trailer looked really off-putting to me. I was hoping it'd be more like Dawn of the Dead. Jurassic Joey. Oh, hey, all right, I joined. Well, thanks, Jurassic Joey. Thanks, man. Crunchy Nachos. Do you know when this week I wasn't notified for the stream from YouTube and I missed more than half of it? Fucking YouTube. Okay, here's what you guys got to do. Like the video and click the notification bell, please. Just click the notification bell right now so you're notified of videos, or else YouTube doesn't. Even if you're subscribed, YouTube just hides shit from you guys. That's what they do. So click the notification bell, and also if you don't want to miss the streams, probably follow me on Twitter because I post the stream. I always post about a half hour before I go live on Twitter. So if you have Twitter, or follow me on Facebook, I have a Facebook fan page. That's the best way to get notified, man. But as far as doing it this week, the way I do it for YouTube members is I will put a post out for YouTube members and Patreon members. And I'll put a post out and I'll say, hey, submit your questions now. And you guys can type as many questions as you want. And I will record answering all of the questions. And then I'll send you guys the link to that video. So that's typically how I do those. So you don't even need to be there when I do it. Just look out for the post, and I give people like a few days to comment under the post to submit questions. That way I can get as many people questions as possible. John, we want more flick trips. Me too. Where the fuck do you want me to go? Where do you want me to go on my flick trip? You tell me. I love making them. Night King 01. The one-liners in Arkham games are so badass. Batman interrogates a guy and says, "If you're lying, I'll break the other one," as he breaks his right hand. Yeah, that's some good shit, man. I mean, those are great one-liners. That's the version of Batman I've always wanted to see in live action. Crunchy Nachos. Oh, already answered that. Rob K. Snyder's Army of the Dead looks like a comedy horror movie. Yeah, it does. And like, I didn't want that over the top comedy vibe. I sort of wanted it to be a little bit more serious. I don't know. That's just me. It's like, Claudia Rojan. I forgot to say, even though I'm 19, I still had the memorable years before social media and phones took over. I am grateful for it, so I understand. Indeed, man. I think it really helps develop you as a person. You sort of have to like figure out you have to develop a personality rather than be influenced by everything you see all day long. Jurassic Joey, same. Like last time, I saw your tweet, so I came on. Yeah, man. Follow me on Twitter, guys. It's the best way to get notified. Or click the notification bell, and YouTube will send you like notifications via email or whatever. Smell Mundo, what up, Slime? What do you think about the Project Blue Bean? And do you think the alien invasion will be real? I hope it is, at least in our lifetime. Speaking of alien invasions, can you give us an Arnold Schwarzenegger talking to Mark Wahlberg? Good night, my lad. I don't know if I can. It's too late for that. Hey, Arnold. Hey, come here. I want to show you something. What is it? Show me now. That's all I got. It's so late. Don't ask for impressions past 12 o'clock. They're not going to be any good, I assure you. Landon, has the lunk alarm ever went off on you, and how? Yes, it has, multiple times. And there was one time, it depends who's working, who's an anal retentive asshole at the counter at Planet Fitness. But one time, I was literally just being quiet, and I had dumbbells. And I sat the dumbbells on the rubber floor. Like, I didn't drop them. I sat them, and they just went, they made a sound because you're setting 50-pound dumbbells on a rubber floor. But when the entire building's empty and it's late at night, no matter what sound it is, it's going to sound louder and sort of echo in the building. It's a building made out of metal. So they put the lunk alarm on me, and there was no one else in the building besides me. And I was just like, are you that fucking bored right now? I was like, you want to hear a sound? Here's a sound. And then you take the lat pull down and you put 180 pounds on it and you pull it all the way up and you just slam it. And then you leave and you say, good day. So yes, it has. Triplod, excited about Evil Dead Rise. I don't know anything about Evil Dead Rise, but I'm excited that you just mentioned it to me. So sort of. Jasmine Paul, have you seen Possessor by Brandon Cronenberg? Like his father, like son, love the effects. Dude, I've been meaning to watch that. I've heard mixed things about it. I know someone I trust that said it's terrible, and then I met someone that I trust that said it's great. So I need to sit down and watch it. I just haven't seen it yet. W. Filmer, yo, John, been watching since high school. I'm 25 now. Haha. Time flies. Love the content. Everyone like the video right now. Damn it. Well, thank you for that, man. Thanks, W. Filmer. Man. Yeah, I've been doing this shit for like 10 years, man. So, I like to say I get older and you guys all stay the same age. That sounds weird. But thanks, man. Thanks for sticking around for a while. I hope to see you in another 10 years. Crunchy Nachos, go to the Grand Canyon. Go skydiving. I'm too scared to go skydiving. I don't know why. I'd rather go shark diving, actually. And I've been to the Hoover Dam. I went to the Hoover Dam in December, but I have not ever been to the Grand Canyon. Target flick trips, maybe. Target. The thing about Target is I do like Target, but as far as like movies go, it's always lackluster in there. Daniel Coolio, John, here's an idea for a flick trip. You walk around a mall making snarky about shops and the mall mobs. I don't know what any of that means, but I could do that. That's it. Yeah, we have multiple malls here. I guess I could go to Suncoast. I could go to Suncoast. I haven't been to Suncoast in a while. It's just I can show you guys some overpriced fucking Blu-rays, things that should cost $10, but they cost $47. Claudia Rogajon, what's your biggest gym annoyance? Biggest gym annoyance is just not having space to work out. It's when it's too busy to where every bench is taken up. Really just overcrowding. Like, I like people in the gym, but not when I can't find a spot to work out. That's pretty much my biggest gym annoyance. And then occasionally in the gym, you'd always have the guys that were just like loud for the sake of being loud. I'm just like, it's not that heavy, man. You don't got to grunt that loud. Dan5271, Johnny, did you have a favorite toy when you were younger? A favorite toy when I was younger. I used to play with a lot of Batman toys. I always enjoyed the like water version of toys, like when you had like the water version of Batman who came with like inflatable things attached to him, because I could play with him in the bathtub. Like bathtub playtime was the ultimate when I was a kid. My whole week revolved around it. So like playing with the Batman version that had like the scuba gear equipment on him. Like, I remember going to the store and buying him specifically because I could play with him in the bathtub. And I was like, this makes sense. Batman would be in my bathtub fighting crime. So I'm going to buy this one. And I remember he was yellow. It was like a yellow Batman toy from like 1992. Ghost Whisperer of the Night. Hey, John. The Little Rascals or the Sandlot. Dude, come on. The Sandlot. The Sandlot all day long. I saw Little Rascals in the theater though. But yeah, The Sandlot easily. That's a great coming of age movie. It always made me want to build a treehouse. Jonathan Camacho, who asked a question on a previous live stream and I missed it. And I was like, I'm going to get to your question, man. Don't you worry about it. Hey, John, I catch up on your live streams while I'm delivering for Amazon. I hate it because I deliver to scary areas, but your voice keeps me safe. Thank you for that. Stay safe, Jonathan. That was Morgan Freeman. Do you have any scary stories when you used to deliver pizzas? I do, in fact, have one great scary story. Actually, I have two great scary stories from when I used to deliver pizzas. The first one is, one time I delivered to a crackhead motel, and it was super late at night, and there was a lady standing in the door, and she's like, come in, my baby's getting cold, all cracked out, and there was no baby in there, I could see. But there was a guy standing behind the door. I could see through the crack and see a guy standing there. They were going to try to rob me. And I was like, so I remember that. That was one story. And then another time I took a delivery to a place that you shouldn't go to. And it was not in our delivery area, but I still went. And I guess a few weeks prior to this, some other guy got his car stolen there, like a delivery driver. So I go to this apartment, and it looked like something out of Training Day. You know the scene in Training Day where Ethan Hawke goes to the like the Mexican family's house, and they're all playing cards, and you just know something bad's about to happen. So I went to a place like this, and I walk in, and just like they're all looking at me. Everyone's looking at me like fucking eyeballing me, and I was just like, ew, I know something. Like I just felt really off-putting. But I was like, here's your pizza. And, I didn't get a tip, obviously. That was another scenario. But there's been so many. But I always enjoyed it. I always enjoyed the thrill of it. It was always sort of like an adrenaline rush. I always kept a pocket knife on me. I had a pocket knife I'd always keep on me just in case. I don't know why. Just like I was ready to stab someone in the throat. Think about that. All right, Claudia Rogajon, which is worse, The Shadow or The Phantom? I would rather watch The Phantom. At least you get to see Billy Zane in purple spandex, man. Smell Mundo. And guys, please, thank you guys so much for the questions. No more questions. I said this 25 minutes ago, but I'm trying to wrap it up because I'm so tired and I just want to go eat. Smell Mundo. Johnny, my laddie, What the fuck? Do a Wahlberg impression like none other. Give us your best Donnie Wahlberg roughing up a reptilian speaking reptilians. What the fuck are you talking about? Speaking of Donnie Wahlberg, he's in Band of Brothers. Go watch that. I was watching that earlier. I'm probably going to go watch it right after this. Hey, Mark, what are you doing over there? My more talented younger brother who's more famous than me. That's my Donnie Wahlberg impression. I'm sorry. Jurassic Joey, do you still have a Suncoast? I miss those places. Yeah, we do have a Suncoast, I believe, here at the mall. I just haven't been to it in a long time. I never bought anything at Suncoast. It was so overpriced. Daniel says, I meant smarky comments about the shops inside the mall. I forgot to write comments. Oh, you mean like talk shit? Okay, I can do that. Chris says, what are you going to eat? You know, Chris, I went to Costco earlier, and at Costco, they have this plastic thing of like taco stuff. So it comes with a whole bunch of like seasoned meat. It's all cooked and ready to go. And it comes with like stuff to make tacos with. It comes with the shells. It's all in one case, so you can build your own little tacos. You heat them up and eat them. It's so great and delicious. I can't wait to eat it. So that's probably what I'm going to... there's no other options. It's that or go down to McDonald's. And I don't eat fast food after midnight. That's a rule I've always stuck to. Don't ever eat fast food after midnight. All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap up the live show there. How long have we been? I feel like we've been talking for a very long time. How long has this thing been? What time is it? 10:30, 11:30. So it's been about 2 hours. We hung out for 2 hours tonight. That was fun. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for the questions. Just coming to hang out with me, the super chats, the Streamlabs donations. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. It really is appreciated. And if you just came here to watch, much appreciated as well. But like I said earlier, definitely click that notification bell because YouTube will try to hide things from you guys. They want to hide. They don't want us to hang out. Okay. That's what YouTube's doing. All right. They're like my stepdad back in middle school. He doesn't want you to stay the night. Why? I don't know, but I want to have a sleepover and play video games. So, yeah, click that bell notification thing. I know it's stupid, but please do it. As always, guys, you guys are awesome. Stay safe. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys in a few more days. Hopefully, I get a early sneak peek of the Justice League sometime this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. I'm also afraid as well. Jurassic Joey, thanks for another Q&A. My guy, always a good time. And thanks, Jurassic Joey. John, how do I get as big as you? Right now, I'm very obtainable. You can get as big as me probably right now. As big as me like 3 years ago? You got to live in the gym for about 5 years and work out for 2 hours every day to the point where just your blood vessels start popping in your neck. Start working out, man. You'd be surprised what happens in about 3 months if you just start lifting weights. I need to get back into it, though. Okay, guys, that's all the questions for tonight. As always, stay safe. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night and sweet dreams. Take care. Bye-bye.